Welcome to Fort George National Historic Site, located in the picturesque town of Niagara-on-the-Lake, Ontario. This historic military post is a symbol of bravery and strategic importance, having played a pivotal role in the defense of Upper Canada during the War of 1812. Today, visitors can explore various reconstructed buildings and fortifications. These include blockhouses used for defense and troop accommodations, officers' quarters, soldiers' barracks, a fortified powder magazine, a guardhouse, and artillery batteries equipped with cannons. As you walk through the fort, you'll encounter costumed interpreters who bring history to life with guided tours and live demonstrations. Experience the thunder of musket firing, the precision of military drills, and the melody of period music. These interpreters offer a vivid glimpse into the life of soldiers and civilians during the early 19th century. Constructed between 1796 and 1799 by the British Army, Fort George was established to protect the vital town of Newark, now known as Niagara-on-the-Lake. Its location was of strategic significance, offering control over the Niagara River, a crucial border between Canada and the United States. During the War of 1812, Fort George stood as a sentinel against American attacks. The fort became a battleground during the Battle of Fort George, which raged from May 25 to 27, 1813. Despite a determined defense by British and Canadian forces, the fort fell to the Americans, who occupied it for several months. This occupation underscored the fort's strategic importance in controlling the Niagara Peninsula and access routes to the interior of Upper Canada. The architecture of Fort George reflects the typical British military designs of the late 18th century. Originally, it consisted of wooden structures such as officers' quarters, barracks, a hospital, and storehouses, all fortified by earthen ramparts and a wooden palisade. These defenses provided excellent visibility and control over the surrounding area and the Niagara River.
They didn't have time. So we knew, I mean, they were busy just establishing the defensive position and those trench lines, etc. That's as far as they got. I don't even think they managed to build any buildings, because when we took this place back, as far as I know, there were actually no physical structures other than, and they had the ditches, they had the palisade, they had the bastions, which are the gun decks. They had all of that. They threw a bunch of their artillery in the ditches just to kind of slow us down a little bit, but that was it. So, I mean, that's actually a fair bit of work in a small amount of time. But yeah, they were all in a ginormous encampment that included actually where you folks are all parked out there. It's a massive one. If you think 6,000 plus guys all in the campus, that's a big campus. Which another thing that happened too, just to add to the fun, you put that many people camped together, sickness is a risk, and sickness and illness became a huge issue as well. So, not saying that thousands of them were off, but however, at any given moment there were hundreds of them that were on the sick list. So it was an unhealthy visit. There's no doubt. So I'll leave you with, I guess, for the last couple of thoughts. And to me, it's the soapbox. Why we talk about the War of 1812. And to me, why is it significant for, it doesn't matter where you live in this country. It could be on the West Coast or the East Coast or right here or go straight up north. And it's the same. Had things gone differently, we might not exist as a country today at all, or in a very different form. Anyway, that's proud Canadian. Apologies. We're kind of happy it worked out the way that it did. The other element is to make sure that we're always remembering and commemorating those who certainly contributed to the successful defense. And that's certainly the British regular forces, the militia were heavily involved, and in a big way, the indigenous, without whom this would have fallen for certain. And all three of those groups sacrificed many lives in the defense of the woods our country did. That, to me, is the point. I'll leave it there. If there are any questions, I'm happy to stick around. In fact, you can have me until 5. So. I should mention, if you've not had a chance to see one yet, we do have a musket demonstration coming up in about 6 minutes. And that happens just out towards the back end of the fort. He will be firing a warning shot, so you'll definitely know that he's about to begin. Thank you very much. Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you. Yeah, you can take a look.
George also hosts special events and reenactments throughout the year, particularly in the summer months. These events provide a deeper insight into the fort's history and the broader context of the War of 1812. Educational programs are available for school groups, focusing on the historical significance of the War of 1812, the daily life of soldiers, and the impact of the war on the local community. Interactive exhibits and displays in the visitor center enhance this learning experience, providing additional historical context and background. Managed by Parks Canada, Fort George is preserved as an authentic representation of early 19th century military life. Efforts have been made to maintain the site's historical integrity, ensuring that it remains an informative and engaging destination for all visitors. Niagara-on-the-Lake itself is a charming town, offering additional historical attractions, quaint shops, and stunning scenery. After exploring Fort George, take time to enjoy the town's well-preserved 19th-century architecture, visit local wineries, or explore the nearby Niagara River Recreation Trail for scenic views and outdoor activities. Fort George National Historic Site stands as a testament to the resilience and strategic acumen of the soldiers who defended Upper Canada. It offers a rich, immersive experience, bringing the history of this crucial military post to life. Thank you for visiting, and we hope you enjoy your journey through history at Fort George.